another live edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline in the Bethel Park TV studios. Thank you for watching. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. Got my co-host with me, Smoking Jim Frazier. Now he's in the 3 weeks already from that quadruple bypass, but I got to still mention it since my man's truly blessed to even be here. Still can't believe it. People are asking about you all the time. Glad to see you're on the show.
Thank you, sir.
And before we continue the show with sports, Smoking Jim Frazier has been working with me 6 years now. I consider him my best friend from another mother. And my birthday's June 30th. I've never hidden it, talked about it each year. For some reason, my man has some amnesia. He thought it was October. He just asked me before he went on air, and he brought me a cake. I don't even know. We dug into the cake. I posted it on Facebook. Happy birthday, Talking Machine. And he won't disclose the area in Monroeville that the cake is from, but it was absolutely delicious. And this is the first time that he ever acknowledged that I had a birthday a couple days from now, June 30th. It'll be Friday, but we're enjoying it today. That's my man. He got a memory of an elephant that doesn't know what day it was. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park, Verizon 32 in Bethel Park, and then all the way from Nemacolin and the Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between. We appreciate it. Then on Facebook, Jim Waj, I'm not sure if you watch. I haven't heard from you in a while. But we hit a brand new high, 6,472 likes.
Wow, that's huge.
Can't believe it. Started the Facebook page 3 years ago, and the hit over 6,000 was quite an accomplishment, but almost 6,500 now.
That's amazing.
Thank you very much, folks. We appreciate you watching our show and then liking us. And I always have some things to promote, and we got to make sure this is live TV, and sometimes we do forget certain things, like Smoking Jim dressed himself. He's looking good in the Pittsburgh Sportsline shirt and the Devon Shea Penguin hat. He's a styler, but he seems to have forgot to put his mic on. Can you do a check, Smoking Jim Frazier? You got that mic on?
I think so. All right.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Pull it down a little bit.
All right. Thank you, sir.
We can hear you. I hope so. All right, I got some promos here. The Rivers Rumble, we'll talk about that later. I was promoting it the last month. I want to first thank Olive Oil's Pizzeria, 412-831-1900. They're our sponsor of our show. What a delicious pizza and steak hoagie they gave us. Man, it went great with my cake. Give them a call at Hillcrest. And then any group, we have money for you with the www.bpcf.org, Bethel Park Community Foundation, from $100 to $5,000 for groups in Bethel Park. Smoking Jim talked about some type of group he'd have with kids so he could get some money. He forgot about that like my birthday for the last 5 years. What could I say? But go online, check it out, bpcf.org. Great group. Then we always honor Joey Fabus, the Joey Childhood Fabus Cancer Foundation. You can find them online. They have a flea market coming up in September. Check it out. We'll try to get a flyer on that so we can promote it. But there's a flea market coming up. All the money will go to try to find a cure for DIPG, the brain cancer that affected Joey. So check that out. I got to sneeze.
God bless you.
Wow. Must have been that cake, all that sugar. The Bethel Park Historical Society has a schoolhouse arts and history center with the trolley on South Park Road. Check it out. Go online. They rent it out. They have people that work there. They're putting all brand new windows to make them look the same. The Bethel Park Community Foundation donated money for 10 windows. Check it out. It's a great place. It's a great 501c3, the Bethel Park Historical Society, and their Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. They do tours. You can check it out. Check out Bill Habather, who's in charge of that. He's a great gentleman there. He even has some TV shows now. Then Dave Cable likes to have some fun at my expense. Uncle Al wants you at BPTV. We got Devin Shea in the control room. We got our new man from Baldwin, Steve, in our control room. He's doing some of the different special effects that we do. We appreciate that. Just a good all-around guy. He adjusted the cameras here. Steve is my man. Maybe we'll get him on air someday because he likes sports. He does a show there in Baldwin. But I want you behind the camera when we're in different locations. Come to BPTV Studios. Call 412-831-3304 and you'll get the main man here. The only guy in charge, the only one that gets paid at this place, Dave Cable. Check it out. Hey, we also have some tickets. Pittsburgh Thunderbird. It's not the Stanley Cup tickets that Smoking Jim thought. They play, I think they got a game coming up, or they had one on Sunday. I didn't hear the results. They play at George Couple Stadium. They got a game on July 9th and July 15th, so check it out. We got tickets, couple tickets. Let us know. We'll hook up and get them to you. Now we go with what's on your mind, and I got to ask my man Smoking Jim since he remembered my birthday. Oh, what's on your mind, Smoking Jim Frazier?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
I got it right here.
You got the C. Levine. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
And
what's on your mind?
Well, first of all, I know we're going to talk about it later, but I want to thank you again for the awesome pro boxing tickets at the Rivers Casino. Had a great time. And
you're welcome.
But what's on my mind is you deserve credit. You deserve credit goes to Amani Christian Academy Saints football team.
Where are they located?
They're located in the heart of East Hills, surrounded by Homewood in Wilkinsburg. So,
wow.
But the Tribune Review did an article today. Well, first of all, the wide receiver tandem is awesome.
Tell us who they are.
R.J. Hart, who's probably the next Larry Fitzgerald. He'll be an all-state wide receiver, maybe an All-American by senior year, probably is already being recruited by Notre Dame, probably will have his pick of 50 different Division I schools. But the Tribune Review did a news story today on the other wide receiver, senior Sam Fairley.
Never heard of him.
Sam Fairley's outstanding guy. I've been following his career for about 4 years now. Started his career in the City League at UPrep before he transferred over. 4.0 student, probably going to go to the Ivy League. Al Levine, the talking machine, have you ever met a black athlete that played at the Ivy League school? It's almost like Bigfoot. I heard some of them did, but
you know what? I always answer you honestly. I can't recall that I have.
Well, we got to introduce you to Sam Fairley.
How about you get him to be a guest on our show?
That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do.
I'd like to do that interview.
But
to find out more.
So that's probably going to be the best receiving tandem in the state. You also got the offensive coordinator, Leroy Johnson, who goes by Coach Fran. And I
Can you
don't know
explain
why.
that?
I wish I could. But he's a great, they throw the ball about 90%, 80-90%.
Try to get Coach Fran on our show.
Coach Fran, I'll get Coach Fran on the show as well. And also, they had a transfer quarterback, friend of the show, Israel Reed.
No way.
So they're going to crank it up. They're going to be fun to watch. And they play their games on Saturday, home games on Saturday.
Where
at Graham Field in Wilkinsburg.
You have to pick me up.
The area's too bad.
You have to pick me up.
Yeah. Believe me, the games go quick. They want you in and out of that area, man.
Wow, that's exciting.
Before the sun goes down, yes, sir. So that's what's on my mind. The Amani Christian Saints, up-and-coming football team.
Amani Christian Saints.
Mm-hmm. Gateway would beat them by 50, but they're up-and-coming.
Well, I'm glad that you brought Gateway up here since they're still relevant in the football area. Thank you very much, Smokin' Jim. We'll need some updates on the Gateway swim team since you sort of let that slip through the cracks.
Black girl swimming.
If he don't bring up race, nobody does. I don't even know what color. Look at that. I caught you.
Yeah, you passed me, I think.
Okay, I passed you. It's not a spray-on tan, folks. He will accuse me of it, but it's not a spray-on. It's from here in Pittsburgh.
Vitamin D, right?
D3 all day. 20 minutes of sun, get 20,000 units of D3.
When we going to have another episode of Healthy and Wealthy?
Healthy and Wealthy. We never had that show.
Is it Health and it's my favorite show. I can't.
With Bethany.
Yeah, I got Health.
It's on hold because she's out of the city and out of the state. So we'll have to check it out. I'd love to have another show with her. We had a great time. Had some great feedback from yourself and others, and she's just a great person, but she's very busy and she's out there making money. So Bethany Montecalvo, good luck to you. What's on my mind is went to boxing on Saturday night, Rivers Rumble 6.
Yes, sir.
Right next to the river. We couldn't have asked for a better night. Thanks to Angelo Magnone of Made Men Productions. I typed it in on my phone and it came up Man-Made Promotions. So I corrected that finally when I got on a computer, but it took a couple days. But it was great. We were treated nice, great seats. My man Smokin' Jim beat me there, was running a little late, and just the breeze off of the river, the night with the sun setting there, the fights were great. Our man Matt Conway, 9-0.
Look good.
Had a tough opponent, nice decision. There were some tough fights. Bill Hutchinson, last fight of the night, won a belt. Just awesome performance. Our referee friends who've been on the show, Ernie Sharif and Chris Riskus, did a fantastic job controlling the fights and helping out where they're needed. They just are great referees, both of them. It's an honor to see them referee the fights. It truly is. And it's just nice to watch professionals like that control what boxers are doing, and they have the concern of the safety of the boxers in the ring. And saw the doctor come out checking different fighters, since they do, to see how they are, whether you're pros or amateurs here in Pittsburgh. You always have a doctor ringside, and he was working pretty diligently there with some of the things that were happening during each fight. So it was nice to see that. Great crowd there. It was packed. A lot of people there, people having fun. Right in front of us, one of the guys that I like as a boxer who has a heck of a knockout punch, Joey the Hitman Holt. Talking about a future guest with Joey. He said yes. Then I happened to talk to another young fighter, amateur, Keontae Irving. He goes, I'd love to be on the show. So we got a couple boxers that'll be on our show in the coming weeks. Stay tuned. Couldn't have had a better night. It actually felt a little cool out there at the fights as the fights went on when the sun set, and it just got a little cooler, and today was a cool day, but it was a great night. August 12th, mark your calendars. Angelo's having fights again in August at the Rivers Casino. Just a great venue, right where they do concerts outside, right next to the river. There were boats out there, people on the river watching fights, and of course they sold a ton of tickets there. And we promoted it for a month long, and I hope some of you got out there to see the fights, because they were a great bunch of fights. And that's what's on my mind.
Thanks, my man Devin Shea, Steve, L. Levine, the Talking Machine, and Chip, if you're watching, from parts unknown.
Maine, they don't get it up there.
They don't get it? No. Okay. Well,
this will be up in a few days on YouTube. So
we'll get it then. And also those fights at the Rivers Casino is August 12th. That's a Saturday. Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Are you serious? Yeah. How'd you figure that out?
I looked at my calendar.
Okay, thanks.
On my smartphone.
You know what? Ever since that quadruple bypass, you're as sharp as a tack.
I tell you what, man.
You don't miss anything. I need to drink on this, man. They're clear to you.
I tell you what, and things happen a little better when you show up early, too. Yeah, I've been showing up early.
It makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
I have a whole career of that. Except Saturday night, I couldn't. Something come up.
Well, Fiction and Fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac. Just want to talk about a few of the best pound-for-pound fighters of all time. You know, now with
my favorite.
Mayweather?
No.
Who's your favorite?
The old-time fighter. I forget his name now.
Sugar Ray Robinson?
Yes.
Okay. Now with the Mayweather...
Because that wasn't his real name.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never read. I
read the book.
Okay. But with Mayweather and McGregor getting ready to fight here in August, a lot of talk about the best pound-for-pound fighters of all time. And I'll let you know who's my favorite. There's guys like Al Levine, the Talking Machine, mentioned Sugar Ray Robinson. What a great one. Archie Moore, who had over 100 knockouts. Not just wins, but over 100 knockouts. That record will never be broken. How about Floyd Money Mayweather, who I never liked? You got to mention him. Roberto Duran has to be mentioned. Hands of Stone. How about Salvador Sanchez?
I don't know who that is.
Another great one. He died in his prime of his career. Alexis Arguello. I know you heard of him.
Yeah.
And my favorite, and I think the best pound-for-pound fighter of all time, is a friend of the show, Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones and I did 6 fights together, same way that me and Al Levine, the Talking Machine, does them now. Also, Roy got into some fight promotions locally, would allow our cameras to come in and film. What a great friend Roy has been over the years, and Roy never mind disappearing to a hotel room with a pretty girl as well. I don't know if Roy wanted me to say that, but
yeah, anywho, I think he did.
Anywho, Roy Jones Jr. was middleweight champ of the world. He was super middleweight champion. He was light heavyweight champion. He was cruiserweight champion of the world.
Speaking of cruiserweight, our man Josh, the Hitman Himes, won another title.
Was that cruiserweight?
Yes.
Congratulations to the handsome Hitman.
Handsome Hitman.
Can't leave that out.
Not at all.
Proud of you, Josh. And Roy Jones Jr. is still the only middleweight champion of the world that also won a heavyweight championship of the world. I don't think that record will ever be broken. He was MVP of the Olympics. He has several rap CDs.
Really?
And he was in 7 movies, and he's currently and still a good boxing analyst on HBO. So pound for pound has to go to my good friend Roy Jones Jr. He still has over 4,000 chickens on his farm. Just a farm boy. Farm boy made it good.
4,000 chickens?
In Pensacola, Florida.
I want to hear more about that.
He used to be big in cockfighting before Michael Vick went. When Michael Vick went down.
Well, he went down for dogfighting.
He went down for dogfighting, so Roy got out of it because, you know, cockfighting is just as illegal as dogfighting.
I know that. I got there early for that. Thanks, Smoking Jim. You never cease to amaze me with pound for pound. At least you narrowed it down to 1. I'm glad you made it to that. Thank you. Thank you for that segment in the control room. We can do some on-location talk. Matter of fact, I just left a message with Jeffrey Park at Hollywood Lanes that we're going to delay our show on July 3rd because Smokin' Jim has our annual Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Fame show. Now, I don't know who's coming in. I barely know who got in or why they got in. I don't have a vote on it. I know Smokin' Jim got the only vote. I don't know his criteria, except I've heard rumors that if he likes you and you've been on the show 2 or 3 times, you got a good road to the Hall of Fame for Pittsburgh Sportsline. But we have a fun show lined up. We're looking at doing it the 17th, which, by the way, I may have to bring something in that day. That's my man's birthday.
Yeah!
I don't know how old he is. He could be 35 years old, for all I know. But after that quadruple bypass, I'm betting he's a little bit older than 35.
I'm the youngest man to ever have it.
You know, I need 17 sources to document that because of the veracity of your statements. Look up veracity. They're questionable. But yeah, we have a good show planned there. We may have a couple guests early, and then we'll go into the Hall of Fame. We'll have Smokin' Jim does it right. He just has plaques and has a little bio and, you know, has somebody introduce people. It's just a wild event. And we get some of the Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Famers that come in and are thankful for being put in there. And we'll have a good show. And that'll be on the 17th. And we start at 7:30. And we run a 1-hour show, 7:30 to 8:30. Come prepared for a bunch of laughs, and you will learn about some sports people in the Pittsburgh area. You may even learn about models, too. Who knows? He's known to dip into the well for some models. So I can't wait. He did tell me there's maybe about 6 getting in. So he did mention them, and I forget who he did mention because my man before the quadruple was talking a lot. Now he's like the silent man here, so he's not saying too much, especially since he remembered my birthday. Thanks again, buddy.
You're welcome, buddy.
I appreciate that. Cake was delicious, and I will have some to take home.
Everything in Monroeville's good.
I don't know about that. I try not to read some of those stories about the mall because you told me nothing happens there in the mall, and then I find out it does. But what the heck? If you ignore it, I'm with you on it. And we're going to come back with our segments, and we'll be featuring some Bucko talk on the next segment. Chief, go have your dessert, buddy. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for not changing that dial. Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park and Verizon 32 in Bethel and the surrounding area from Nemacolin to Cranberry, Wexford, and everywhere in between. We appreciate you as fans watching our shows. I'm thankful every day when somebody goes, "Hey, Talking Machine, I watch your show." And I go, "Ma'am, you don't watch our show." And she goes, "I watch it with my husband." And the guys go, "Who is that guy with you?" I go, "Who do you mean?" "Smokin' Jim Frazier." And they go, "Yeah, that's the guy. He says some outrageous stuff." I go, "He's always right. Isn't that true?" So we're going to talk a little Buccos to all the fans out there. Smokin' Jim Frazier, I have to clarify this because he thinks when we look towards Babe Ruth, that Babe Ruth looks over our team. Babe Ruth never played for us. He hit his last home runs out of Forbes Field in 1935. And he doesn't look over us. Smokin' Jim is an NFL scout and a Steeler scout, sometimes in the war room. So that's where he's from. He watches film every day. He'll tell you ins and outs about players that you've never heard of. And then they end up being in pro football. So my man has a good reputation. On baseball, still sketchy because he's going to bring up that first base is the easiest position in baseball. And coaches, You have to send me some notes and give them to Smoking Jim Frazier about that. But we'll cover some things like right now. I heard something last week that they're bugging Clint Hurdle, the manager, who moved Kutch down to the 6 hole. And for some reason, the month of June, McCutcheon hit 400.
Wow. Wow.
And he was laughing again. He was smiling. And now tonight, Devin Shea said he turned on the game. They're playing the Tampa Bay Rays, and they're in Pittsburgh. And McCutcheon's in the number 3 position tonight. So we'll see what that 400 average did. I hope he's still relaxed and he's not squeezing that bat so hard. And we get a win, and I don't know where Polanco is, but he's had his moments where he's not doing too well in the field and at the bat. So we'll see what happens. And shout out to Jordy Mercer for leading the league in hitting. I don't know what he's at right now, but he's doing a heck of a job in the field. He's our defensive leader, and he's also the offensive leader in the National League.
Wow.
So how about that?
That's incredible.
Got some great things happening in baseball, even though your man Marte got caught on the old-time steroids, and Kung's still serving time in Korea for his DUIs. So Marte should be coming back in the next 10, 15 games, I think.
Yeah, well, that would be good. How about no word still from North Korea, huh?
Well, he's going to serve his time. No visa was permitted.
Wow.
Well, he needs help. He's got a drinking problem. You want somebody to get some help. I mean, it's a shame they didn't know that. He did show some power, but when you start drinking, it becomes a problem, and it affected off the field, on the field, things that happen. So.
Well, he's over 21, so he's allowed to drink.
Yeah, I think so, but when they arrest you for that 3 times or more, I mean, that could be an issue. Now, you've never had a drink. You were holding a beer the other day. I was shocked. First time you were holding beer, you spilled it on your hand a little bit. You smelled like beer. I don't know what happened. But you haven't had a drink, and you don't understand with the people that have problems like that. He crossed the line too many times.
Well, the Pirates have enough money to do what the Dallas Cowboys did to Dez Bryant, is hire a full-time security person or 2 to go everywhere with him, and that's all you got to do.
Yeah, but it's too late.
Yeah, it's too late now. So
it sort of got away from him.
But McCutcheon, I think he has an opportunity to hit 300 for the year. He brought his batting average up to a whopping 268. I would have kept him in the 6th spot, but they moved Polanco.
Yeah, but you're surprised that he can hit with short hair.
I'm not surprised that he almost swung his way out of the league early on with the short hair. And even with a great month, he's still only batting 268.
Well, he was batting around 200.
Yeah, but
which is terrible.
But he was
near the Mendoza line,
was
which
league MVP.
You don't even know about the Mendoza line because I've taught you.
Yeah.
We had a player that would hit right around 200, and it become traditional that they call that the Mendoza line. So that's a negative thing when you hear we got a player hitting like Mendoza. We don't want that.
But how about Josh Bell, 14 home runs?
The power he has is significant.
Yeah.
And the way he's playing first base, fielding-wise, is impressive to me. Not yourself, because you take it for granted. But it's impressive with what he's doing, the hard work that he's put in, and the plays he makes.
Where's he playing in the field?
First base.
Yeah, that ain't hard.
Thank you, Smoking Jim. That's why I clarified what he talks about, folks. Thanks for paying attention. He come through.
But he's the second best rookie in Pirate history.
Who was first?
I think Ralph Kiner.
I'm glad you're listening to some of that.
Yeah, he's number 1.
He's going to set a record.
Yeah, for 14 home runs before the All-Star break. So congratulations to Josh Bell, who I believe got off to a slow start this year, didn't he?
Maybe a little bit.
A little slow.
He's been hitting homers from left and right-handed. He's a switch hitter.
Well,
I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't know that, but I did know that Coach Tomlin felt like he could play linebacker, and the Steelers need a linebacker.
Well, inside or outside?
Right outside.
Okay. I just want to clarify that with the D+. We'll talk some football possibly, but yeah, he's got the size for it.
Yeah. So the Pirates are coming around. They're not out of it.
Well, they're like 4 games out of first place.
That ain't bad, especially the way they've been playing. And
they're still under 500.
And when they get Marte back for the regular season, because he can't play in the postseason.
Yeah. Well, let's hope we do well during the season.
Yeah.
We need some wins.
And I still say he got on the steroids not to increase his power for the Pirates, but because of the World Games. He wanted to be all he could be for his country, and he was.
That's interesting theory, Smoking Jim. We're going to have to look at, is that a conspiracy? Like with the Steelers? Or because you never got back to us on that. I've been waiting all year with the Steeler conspiracy when Art Rooney was in charge. The first 30-some years, they didn't win.
The curse?
Yeah. What happened with that curse? Did you check Art Rooney? And
No.
who he hired?
No, I didn't.
A lot of those guys were drinkers and drinking buddies of his. That might have contributed to it. You might have to dig deep. Or go back in your book of legends, Steeler legends. They could knock a guy out, but they couldn't win the game. So, little theories that I have here till the 70s. And Coach Knoll and Mean Joe.
Yes, sir. Turned it all around.
And Terry B. But those things happen there. But yeah, that's our baseball talk. I don't want to go too deep with Smoking Jim on it since first base is so easy to play.
Adam Frazier, my favorite player.
Has average come down under 300. I don't hear people cheering like they did for him before. What goes up comes down.
Wow.
He's still a good ball player.
White collar crime.
You didn't even get a shirt of Frazier yet.
I got to get one. I don't know where to get one at. I wear it.
Go to thepirates.com.
I don't like to order online. I like to go get it.
Okay. Well, in one of your neighborhoods, maybe they'll have a Frazier jersey. What's that number, 26 or something?
Well, number 26, but I got some people I know that clean the Pirate locker room, so if he ever leaves one hanging up.
I'll give you a little insight. They leave him hanging in the locker all the time.
It won't be like Brady's jersey. He ain't getting it back, brother.
That's some crazy stuff. Hey, I wanted to go to some boxing. We were at the Rivers Rumble. I gave a little tease because that was what's on my mind. It was such an impressive night.
Yes, sir.
You know, we just had a great time, a lot of fun, some good conversations, some good fights. What'd you think?
Well, I think the most impressive performance was by the little girl singing the national anthem. She gave me
Ashley
goosebumps.
Yankello, star of our show.
Yeah.
She did. She hit it out of the ballpark, literally.
Yeah. And you know how I always as a writer, I like the story, you know, of a situation. And her mom, I talked to her mom, and I asked how she met her husband, Mark Yankello. And she says she was originally from Venezuela, but came to this country for college and happened to be on spring break in Orlando, Florida. And Mark gave her a business card.
Wow.
Mark Smooth.
Wow. You tell me I'm smooth. I pass these cards out. Just happen to have a card for my man.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. Al Levine, the talking machine.
There you go. Got to bring one out. And the birthday's June 30th.
It don't say that on the card.
You could find it by going to my Facebook page.
And your number hasn't changed.
No, it's the same. You got that on that text-only phone.
That's it. That's it, bro.
So what'd you think of the boxing that you did see?
Well, I tell you what,
Because there were some crazy decisions there.
Well, I got to take my hat off first and foremost to the sweet child, Conway, what a dedicated kid. I remember watching him all the way from a young kid all the way in the amateurs. And I remember there was a black kid, two brothers that are fighting. Their mom used to bring them, and they used to give Conway really some trouble. And they were around the same age because nobody his age could compete. You always fought older kids. And I told the mom to keep the kids in the boxing, but for some reason, the black kids wanted to get into basketball and football. So they quit boxing.
I find that odd.
Yeah, they quit boxing, but who knows where they could have been if they had the same level of dedication and stuck with boxing like Conway. So Conway now is a pro on his way to
9-0.
perhaps being one of the all-time greats to come out of this area. Very dedicated, yeah.
You can see he's got a fierce mentality. He's always coming after the guy.
And he's unique. Like, only thing that had a tan was his arms, remember?
Yeah.
That's a uniqueness you don't find in a lot of fighters or athletes.
I thought you'd notice the shoes or something. Maybe you missed the shoes. The tan surprised you. I know that tan surprised you.
Only the arms was tan.
Yeah. I showed that up a little. And we had some good conversation with some of the fighters afterwards.
Yes,
talked to Joey Holt. Had some fun talking to him. Keontae. Talked to him.
Joey Holt's built for power, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And he said he watches our show. He already knows about our show.
Well, yeah, that was impressive. I was surprised because he's from Ohio now. He ain't a local guy.
I know.
He's from Ohio, and he's willing to drive from Ohio.
How old did he said his second home is Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Loves
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
he went to barber school in Bridgeville or
Something like that.
I know they got a barber school in Dormont, too, I think.
They got
something.
They got everything.
They got everything?
Yeah. Welcome to America. I know you live in Monroeville. It's sort of segregated.
Yeah.
But we got all kind of things around here. It's a big world. Now that you don't have all that heart congestion, you can see it. It's clearer too. I'm just glad you're going to therapy.
Yeah. Started that yesterday, and I go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and there's several things I had to adjust your list a little bit because there's several things I was unwilling to do.
You're kidding. You can tell them no.
Yeah, this thing I don't ride no bike with my arms through that out. I don't run on the treadmill, but I do walk at my own pace.
Wow, I can't even imagine. That's got to be impressive.
I don't get on no ball and roll around.
Wow.
So there's a lot that I was unwilling to do, but there's a few things I did. I like riding a stationary bike at my own pace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listening to the tunes.
Once every 2 or 3 minutes.
enough to keep the machine on.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know the tricks. He knows the tricks. Unbelievable. And after the fights, we ran into Cam Haywood.
Yeah. Into it. Yeah.
They were looking good. They're friends of the fight game.
Yeah.
Know the fighters.
And Cam.
And I'm in a photo with Justin Steve.
Facebook photo bombing?
Cam Hayward and Stephen Tuitt. I'm in the background wearing my purple Pittsburgh Sportsline shirt. I'm right
like
there.
To see that.
I was going to say I got a photo bomb in there, but
Yeah.
I really wasn't photo bombing. They just took the picture and I was in it.
Wow.
Right in the background.
I was surprised Justin Steve was willing after a loss to take a picture because he was an undefeated fighter who had a heck of a following. This loss probably cost him a lot of money.
Oh, there's no doubt. He's going to come back even more determined. I did talk to him, told him good luck with that, and it's a shame he lost. Just don't know what happened there. He just lost the fight.
What do you think of Keontae still being amateur? Do you think they're keeping him amateur too long? I know he's making a tour. Just got back from Honduras. He's going to Germany.
Oh, he's going to travel the world. Yeah. Put it like this. If you want to be an Olympian and that's your goal, God bless you.
Yeah.
And if you got sponsors that can help him to do that,
I didn't think
that's
of
a
that.
bonus.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I'm happy for anybody that wants to stay in the sport and just do it and be an amateur like he is.
Yeah.
And we had a good conversation. He'd love to be on the show, do the show with us.
Had a nice looking girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend was very nice.
Maybe she's a sponsor of him as well. She looked like she had a good job.
I don't know about that. We could find those questions out when you start the interviews.
Kevin Carlew was there. You wanted him to meet and greet.
Yeah. Can't beat that. Saw a bunch of nice people, and then you got fights to go to. You're going to fights on my birthday.
Yeah, Friday, June 30th. Wish you could be there. It's going to be hard to watch the fights because I'm going to be with, as Chris Moore calls her, Big Leg Jody.
He calls her Big Leg.
Yeah, he calls her Big Leg. I guess when he watches her on TV and she crosses those legs, look like they're bigger than they are, but she does got some nice legs, so she'll be there. Looking forward to seeing my favorite fighter, the white Mike Tyson, the lumberjack Greg Rudolph.
Wow.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, friend of mine. Definitely. What a good guy.
Going to be some action. He wears the beard like McGregor.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe
everything's about McGregor with you right now. So
yeah, I got a lot of money. Focus. I got a lot of money riding on the Irishman.
Wow.
I've never seen a fighter, an Irish fighter from Ireland, get beat. I've never seen that happen.
Did you see any fight?
Yeah, they were tough. They're tough from that part of the town.
I don't believe you've seen that many. I don't believe you've seen that many.
Come out of the hills of Ireland, man.
I don't believe you've seen any fighters. I got to check your sources. I think it's 0. I don't think you've seen one fighter. You might have seen some Irish fighters from the USA. And there's some good fighters there, too.
There's some good, tough Irish fighters over the years in the USA, but they don't compare. They don't compare to the Irish fighters from Ireland. Almost like the Italian fighters here in this country don't compare to the Italian fighters from Sicily.
What about Marciano?
He was great, the greatest of all time, but the Marcianos in Sicily is a little tougher.
How do you prove that?
Well,
where are you getting these sources at?
It's proven.
He was 49-0.
Yeah, he was tough. He was tough, but the Marcianos in Sicily, tougher.
I had a conversation with somebody about the McGregor fight, and they said they're not going to let Mayweather win because of how many wins he has.
Yeah, they don't want to break Marciano's record.
See, I knew you were right on that page.
Las Vegas, baby.
I know that. And who runs Las Vegas?
The Italians.
Wow. Between race, buddy, you're strong. Notice how it's Italians. Folks, what could I say? We try to run a good show here, get you the information. He's a known gambler. Bet the opposite of what he says.
Hey, Larry Holmes went to Las Vegas at 48-0. Lost a split decision.
Yeah.
I think McGregor's going to knock him out. I've never seen a street brawler lose to...
Oh, he's an MMA fighter.
He's going to come in like a street brawler. Okay. He's going to come in like a street brawler, and I've never seen a street brawler. You posted
a video up or something of him sparring.
Well...
Looked weak. Looked weak in my eyes.
Well, people say... A lot of people say that Mayweather looked weak against Paul Spadafore.
He did.
So
I think he lost that.
But McGregor's going to come out, and I've never seen a street brawler in an alley fight lose a fight to a counterpuncher. Mayweather's a counterpuncher, and that doesn't work against a street brawler because he starts swinging as soon as the bell rings.
What about De La Hoya when he fought Mayweather?
De La Hoya beat him every round. Cost me so much money.
I know. How did that happen? I had to bring that up on you.
That's a shame they stole it.
The Golden Boy beat him.
Yeah, it beat him every round. It wasn't even close, and they still gave Mayweather the decision.
He was the aggressor the whole fight.
Yeah, but De La Hoya is not Irish.
Good point, Smoking Jim. But I had to bring that up because I know you've seen that video a few times.
I seen it live. I had money on it. But the most money I ever lost in all my years was I thought Arturo Gotti would beat Mayweather. Mayweather beat him to death. I give him credit for that. I couldn't believe that he beat Gotti, beat him to death. But De La Hoya definitely beat him. I thought that Canelo was going to beat him.
No, it wasn't close.
Beat him. I had money on Canelo. And now I'm betting the house on McGregor.
Unbelievable. When is that fight?
August something.
Wow. It's coming up. Because I don't know if I can listen to this each week. A brawler. Gotta bet the brawler.
You like him too, don't you, McGregor?
I like him in MMA. He's one of the best promoters that I ever heard. You know, I like PR.
Yeah.
I like promotions. And he's one of the best self-promoters that I've seen or heard. He truly is.
You don't lose with a playoff beard.
I don't know.
And now they're allowing the Superman punch, which is illegal in boxing but legal in the MMA. And McGregor throws a heck of a Superman punch.
How's he going to get that in?
Oh, man, he leaps from across the ring now.
Mayweather will just step aside. He'll just step aside.
You can't miss it's hard to miss the Superman punch. And
It's not hard. He'll see it coming. Come on.
McGregor's about the best to do it, man.
Come on. He'll see it coming. Go ahead, show me how that happens. Okay. I'll walk right beside you. He'll walk right beside you and hit you in those open ribs. Mayweather will smack him in the ribs.
He better have some kryptonite. Other than that, he's going to get tagged with it.
I don't know about that. You can see that thing coming.
Yeah, but how do you get out of the way, man?
Move.
It's flying through the air, man.
Here's what I do. I take a step left or I take a step right. I'm not even a boxer. I've seen plenty of fights. What weight are they fighting at?
I think welterweight. Yeah, welterweight. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to pay money to see it, and I got money riding on McGregor.
Oh, I don't want to keep pulling this out of you because it's crazy talk. Go enjoy the fights Friday night. And Victor Olive is putting them on out at the Monroeville Convention Center. That should be a great night.
God's country, yeah.
And they're honoring Jimmy Svitek, the legendary Police Pals guy, Jimmy Svitek, with his own belt. You got to go there just to see that. $25 to see Jimmy Svitek get a belt.
Mm-hmm. And when you
That's our man.
And ladies and gentlemen, when you go, you don't even have to lock your car. There's be no crime there. And
you do have to leave quickly at the end of the fights because they chase you out of there. They don't like you lingering with Smoking Jim. They think you're gathering to cause trouble. So I did notice that about the convention center. They escort you out. I've had that privilege a couple times. Don't worry, Talking Machine. We can hang here. You guys want to get out of here? Monroeville's the greatest. You guys want to leave? The exit's over there.
That was that Mountaineer.
I know. I had to talk our way back to the dressing room.
Went from being kicked out to back in the dressing room hanging out.
And he said, "Sir, can I help you?" We had no problem there.
Well, I tell you what, there's been a lot of times over the years I've been happy to have me riding with the Talking Machine, especially when we're on our way to KLU.
Yeah.
Yeah, so guy was out there with a shotgun, but you were able to...
Got your actions. Go back down the road.
You're able to get him to put the safety back on that shotgun, man.
He never took the safety off. And his wife said, "Did you want to come in for some tea?" And I said, "No, I have my black friend here who went to Cal-U, lost his way." She goes, "Well, tell him to stay out in the truck."
And we bring him some tea out. So you got a cup near the car, you can pour some tea in.
No, you got none of that. I said, he does drink green tea, so he says.
Then we get there and our friend Zach Brenner doesn't have tickets for us.
How could you not get us in?
We came close.
Yeah, that was close.
If
I'm
somebody
glad
would have had an extra ticket, we'd have been in there.
we almost did. We were scratching at the door. Yeah, we've had some good road trips. How about traveling to West Virginia in the snow and eating peanuts?
Wow. That was with Jody.
With Jody, yeah.
Huh? How about the road trip we had with the beautiful Jamie Chesney and her friend?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was
to the Meadows.
Meadows, yeah.
Yeah, I just had lunch with Jamie. She's teaching kickboxing and helping the kids. And
so proud of her.
Yeah.
She's still beautiful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you saw we took a photo.
She's Irish.
Yeah.
Another tough Irish.
Tough fighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got good karma from Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Yeah.
Won a couple fights.
That's right.
Yeah.
When you dip your toe in Ireland, brother, it makes a difference.
Really? I don't know. We'll have to see, buddy. I'm going Mayweather. Money. I'm going money.
I'm going with the luck of the Irish.
I hope you're right.
Me too.
For your pocketbook.
Yes, sir.
You got to make up before football season.
Yes, sir.
Because it's been rough this past football season.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, no, you ended up at New England, so you come back.
Yeah, I always make money in basketball and Golden State. I just bet them every week.
Yeah, well, they didn't win as many games.
But they won a lot.
They won at the end.
Yeah, they won more games than anybody in the NBA.
Yeah.
Cha-ching!
That's true. Now the Cavs are trying to catch up. They got rid of their GM. What do you think of that? Well, GM took them to the the last 3 years, and he got fired. How did that happen?
Well, I usually do a lot of my studying when I sit in Arby's because there's never anybody in there with me, and I love my roast beef, brother.
They got pizza sliders now.
Seems like I'm the only one that likes roast beef. I wish more people would go there.
I like roast beef.
Yeah,
you have to call me up to meet you there.
I got to always knock on the door to see if they're open. They're always open. Like just pull on it, but there's never anybody there. I wonder why.
I don't know. They're advertising like crazy. You got to get the meat.
The food is so good. And nobody's ever there.
You got to watch it because of the heart, though, buddy.
Yeah, I got the whole place to myself.
All this processed food, you got to watch that stuff. You might need some horsey sauce on one of those roast beefs.
I feel like one of those food critics because everybody keeps bringing me over stuff to try. Try this, try that.
No way.
Nobody else comes in there. I can't understand.
What's there, an Arby's near you in Monroeville?
Yeah, well, no, we got rid of all of them in Monroeville.
Get on.
Your business ain't doing good. You can't stay in Monroeville, but I do go to one in Edgewood.
Get on.
Swissville, yeah. There's never nobody there.
Wow.
Just me.
That's shocking.
I sample everything.
Do you?
I'm there 6-7 hours and nobody comes in.
Do they got Wi-Fi?
I don't know how people don't like the roast beef. I love roast beef.
Yeah. Well, they shave it off in there.
And chipped ham, I like that too.
Yeah, nice. That's not on your list to eat. We got to cut this list down, man. That's the health segment. That's like our Healthier, Happier You with Bethany Montecalvo. He goes to the opposite. I can't help it, folks. This is my co-host, Smoking Jim Frazier. He's on my good side. He brought me a cake. Can't beat that for the birthday. We had some good pizza.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Steak hoagie. And we had fun talking, well, a lot of sports. And if you don't gamble, don't start. And if you do gamble, don't listen to Smoking Jim. Because 4 out of 5 games he loses in the NFL. And I want you all to, we end each show with, please stay Joey strong.